chosen ones. The Masons doesn't like you because you're bringing severe judgment on them. Yes. They didn't show you any mercy. You know? They didn't show you any mercy. The occult establishment, this shadow organization that been building the house of cards, this religious group, they call them themselves spiritualists, but they are not. It's occult knowledge. You know, they think that with the esoteric, we're gonna rule the world. We're gonna control the world. Yes, we can decide who to kill, who to destroy, who to thief, you know, and nobody can stop us. That's their mind. The cosmic wind is howling and their entire structure is about to collapse into dust. The portal energy crackling through the atmosphere. Yes, like I'm telling you. It knuckles before deliverance, the spiritual beep down. These cult members are being years attacking somebody whose cosmic range make their organization look like a kindergarten. You know, anybody with a cosmic range, Christ-like, will make their organization look like kindergarten, a finger painting club. This is only the first tremor of the earthquake that will level their entire foundation. Their desperation beginning to consume the ranks will soon reach suicidal levels. And the revelation of your true bloodline will expose deception that stretch back generations, hidden in a plain sight, as if surveillance network has been documenting your every move, feeding intelligent to lodge meeting where your elimination tops every agenda. What they don't realize, that their own monitoring system will become the instrument of their destruction. The first sign of their unraveling comes through former allies, that karmic friend who once walked beside you. They now contemplating ending their own life because the black magic they've been directing at you has reversed course like a spiritual boomerang. These aren't just failed love spells or binding rituals. We're talking about the practitioners who specialized in death magic, who spent years crafting suicidal spells intended to destroy your will to live. Now these same energies are consuming them from within. And they're discovering what happens when you attack someone under divine protection. Meanwhile, across the globe, practitioners who thought that distance will protect them from karmic backlash are experiencing catastrophic reversals. The overseas magician who accepted payment to destroy your peace of mind are now losing their own sanity as their carefully constructed rituals collapse inward. Some of reporting that altars spontaneously combust during ceremonies. Others describe protective circles that turn into prisons, trapping them with the very entities they summoned to attack you. The individual practitioners are merely foot soldiers in the much larger conspiracy, and the threads of deception run deeper than any surface of a relationship that could suggest, hidden behind the facade of your so-called family, you know, or demonic networks that been harvesting your energy since birth, you know. And then you had the ex and her family, bunch of witches and warlocks, has been sent from this same demonic network, you know, like, you know, since birth. These people called relatives. DNA testing would reveal the shocking truth. They are not your blood family at all. They're carefully placed spiritual parasites, selected that position to drain your power while keeping you ignorant of your true heritage. The bloodline deception involves plasma manipulation and RH factor secrets that connect to your interdimensional origin. Your real ancestry traces back to reincarnated monks and divine beings. So, souls of walked on this earth. You tell me, how can a person with all this, you know, how can be a production of it doesn't tell me how can a divine being be a production of immortal, the shadow organization, these genetic marks. I don't understand. Like there is sense. How can an immortal being be a production of mortal beings? Desperately trying to corrupt or steal through ritualistic ceremonies designed to transfer your spiritual gifts to their chosen initiate, but divine genetics cannot be pirated, only awakened from within. The deception extends to forged birth certificate, manipulated adoption records, and falsified genealogy documents that paint to complete your fictional family tree. Your real parent, your authentic bloodline, connects to spiritual royalty, monitoring spirit. These organizations trying to eliminate or couple the ironies attempt to suppress your heritage that preserved it, or keeping your gifts dormant until the appointed time for awakening. Meanwhile, the surveillance network monitoring your every move stretches far beyond what civilian mind could comprehend. Those Masons who claim to be pillars of the community have been watching you every single day, tracking your movement through shopping malls and public spaces, documenting your spiritual evolution with the methodical precision of scientists studying a rare species. Their agents poses as cashiers, security guards, and fellow shoppers, all feeding your intelligence back to the lodge meeting, where your elimination is the primary agenda item. Every major retail location you frequent has become a monitoring station, but their surveillance web contains a fatal flaw they haven't recognized. The Family Dollar where strange incident kept occurring, not just coincidence, it's a front operation. Your karmic cousin, the one who seemed so helpful and caring, has been systematically contaminating your products with substances designed to weaken your psychic defenses. The poison that meant to kill your physical body, it was crafted to dull your spiritual senses and keep your gifts from fully manifesting. The contamination campaign represents years of careful planning. Specific household products were targeted based on your purchasing patterns. Cleaning supplies laced with chemicals that create brain fog. Personal care items that infused with synthetic hormones that disrupt spiritual perception. Even food items were compromised through supply chain infiltration, creating a constant low-level poisoning designed to keep your consciousness suppressed. Yet while they're playing their small-scale contamination game, federal investigators building a case that will expose their crimes in ways that may make the retail operation look like child play. The legal system has been weaponized against your inheritance through court documents bearing your name that have been deliberately buried in the probate proceeding designed to steal both your material and spiritual legacy. Insurance policies listing you as beneficiary that have been redirected through fraudulent death certificate. Yes, they actually faked your death on paper to claim benefits while keeping you alive, but legally non-existent. The insurance fraud scheme involved corrupted medical examiners, bribed court clerks, and falsified autopsy of reports that declared you deceased while you continue living under a different legal identity that they created. The death certificate fraud that enabled to claim life insurance payouts, inherit the property designated for you, and even collect social security benefits in your name. Meanwhile, you existed in a legal limbo that prevented you from accessing your legitimate inheritance or challenging their theft from normal channels. Your true inheritance includes access to spiritual technologies that your ancestors are developed over millennia, and meditation techniques that can alter physical reality, prayer formula that command angelic intervention, and visualization method that manifest into material abundance instantly. These gifts were encoded in your genetic structures, waiting for the moment when your consciousness will expand enough to access them safely. Your twin flame connection represents the ultimate threat to their control matrix, and their interference with this divine union reveals the true scope of their desperation. The divine masculine energy destined to unite with yours, or divine feminine intergalactically representing and ensnared by a karmic ex whose obsession borders on demonic possession. This is not random or romantic drama. It is a strategic interference with a cosmic union that would amplify both your powers. That desperation had made them sloppy, and federal investigators have uncovered evidence that reads like something from humanity's darkest nightmares. Body parts discovered in ritualistic arrangement. Children reported missing from areas surrounding their meeting locations. A church establishment that served the fronts for trafficking operations, where star children were souls, where exceptional spiritual gift has been studied like labs species. The Amber Alerts that it seems cluster around certain geographic region aren't coincidence. They are the footprint of organized spiritual predation. The trafficking operation specifically targets children who display psychic abilities, artistic talents, or unusual intelligence. These star children are kidnapped under the guise of custody disputes, runaway cases, or family emergencies. Once in the system, they subjected to an experiment designed to harvest their spiritual energy. I always wonder, where's my child? And why I don't see her. That's a message. That's a message from the dark. You know what they do? They claim things on you. They have courts out there in UK, what they call them, a closed door court with one judge, giving your child to another family in adoption based on whatever claims they would have ever claimed. That's what they can cover. They are covering energy harvesting and pedophilia. Yes, have a nice day. I will never shut up. I don't fear any of you one fucking smear.